Hey guys, today I'm going to give you 6 daily practices to increase your emotional intelligence. Increasing my emotional intelligence has helped me use, manage, and understand my emotions and use them in a positive way. It's helped me reduce stress, it's helped me communicate better with people, and overall just allowed me to become a better person that people actually enjoy being around. There are only 3 things in life that we can really control: our thoughts, our actions, and our emotions. And certainly not the weather if you're a weatherman. You guys never get it right. And our feelings are the most significant of the 3 because they influence our thoughts and our actions. 80% of our decisions and actions are influenced by our sentiments and our emotions. That's a lot. And since we have the least direct control over our emotions, our feelings are the hardest thing to manage. And this is why people act out of an emotional response instead of a rational one. We do it all the time, and that's why companies just kill it at marketing, because they know how to trigger your emotions to get a response and to get you paying up to buy their $300 shorts. It's important to recognize when your emotions are taking control of your decision making, because otherwise you can't pay rent because you got 6 pairs of $300 shorts. So stick around, take notes, and then put all this into action, because we can't let these companies just sling us all $300 shorts. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Now I know why my ex has left me. So the first thing is to be social and approachable. Now for my fellow introverts out there, I get it. It's easier said than done, but people with emotional intelligence tend to be more friendly and sociable. They have this kind of demeanor and grin to them that makes them just look more confident, and for someone that you actually want to be around. They have proper social skills, and they're excellent communicators that are able to convey ideas very well. And being social isn't exactly always a byproduct of being an extrovert. You can learn to be social. You can put yourself out there slowly in environments that you may be a little uncomfortable with, but as you keep doing this over and over, you're going to eventually feel a lot more confident and a lot more ease, and be able to allow yourself into bigger and bigger environments and in social situations. And that's going to help you learn these skills and build your emotional intelligence. And if you want to be more approachable, put on some damn pants. Next is during conflict, respond instead of react. Emotional outbursts are frequent during times of conflict. We see it all the time. People get in arguments over the silliest things, and they freak out because they let their emotions get the best of them. And before you know it, they're exposing all their dirty laundry on social media, and then it doesn't end well. While the emotionally intelligent person is able to maintain composure during these times of conflict, and they don't take it so personally or act out of rage, and they're better off for that. Essentially, they just make sure that the words that they use and their decisions are all very consistent with one another, and that they're good at conflict resolution. Essentially, they're not children. So next time someone makes a rude comment about your celebrity crush, don't go and burn their house down. The next thing is to maintain a positive attitude. Never undervalue the influence of your attitude. A bad attitude could spread like wildfire. You come into a room with a grin on your face, and your emotions could actually attach onto other people and bring the whole mood down. And before you know it, the place is just not a place you want to be in. But people with high emotional intelligence are aware of their emotions, and they're able to walk into a room and adjust the settings like a thermostat when needed. They're aware of what must be done in order to have a successful and positive mindset and a great day as a result. Even if they're feeling like shit, they know what needs to be done, and they don't let things get in the way of that. And creating a positive attitude can really happen pretty rapidly if you just tweak a few things. Maybe you adjust your morning routine so it's more optimal for exercise and a proper diet and sleep. That's going to make you feel better, and then you're not going to feel like shit. And then as a result, you're going to feel happy. Whatever it is, if someone's telling you that you have a low EQ, if they actually use the words EQ, chances are you really gotta watch this video a few times and take notes, because there's something going on. Next up, we need to identify all the cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is a pattern of judgments that we make based on our subjective reality. It's where we follow a million of the similar Instagram pages and then have that thought buried in our minds as the reality of things. And when we have these emotional outbursts, we tend to be guided in the wrong direction. And these biases could have your emotions be making these really bad judgment calls that could affect both your professional and your personal lives. By evaluating them and figuring out which ones apply to you, you're able to possibly prevent bad things from occurring. A problematic blind spot for me was thinking that I had to go to college and I had to have a 9 to 5 to be successful. And we all know now that that's complete nonsense. Most of the people that are thriving in this world, a lot of them at least, didn't even go to college. I mean, some of the most high paid YouTubers are 4 years old and they open toys. And by having this blind spot, I was continuously following down a path that I didn't enjoy, but I thought it was the only one I could take. And now I'm realizing that, oh my God, there's so many more opportunities out there. A good way to resolve this is to figure out a daily routine that allows you to address these issues and then put actions into place. So for me, it was journaling. I would write out all the things or all the possibilities of money, career making things that I could do outside of a 9 to 5. And then I gathered information by referencing people that were doing it successfully. And then I would ask them questions, and then I would start to see that, wow, all these people are exceeding at such high levels even without college degrees. And it just put my negative thinking and my bias to rest. The next thing people with high EQs do is they relate to others. And this is where we really start to have a wide understanding of all the cognitive bias we have towards other things when we start to communicate and react to other people. Assessing your emotions during social interactions is so key and important, because when you're communicating with people and you think in your head of something that might be unflattering, you can really stop and prevent yourself from saying something that could really offend someone. I know so many people that'll just get in arguments, or they'll hear a trigger word that triggers their cognitive bias and they'll put it to stop immediately. They won't even let people finish their conversation or their talking point because they hear something that they may not like, which may or may not be something that is universally looked at as positive or negative, but they have this cognitive bias in their head that it's no good. And this can result in friendships being put to rest. And I think it's just really important to allow people to get their message across and then respond instead of to react, because then you'll learn a lot more about yourself and you'll be able to control your emotions more. And you'll be able to plan future interactions with others because you'll have this gained insight that you had from these previous conversations. So if you want to develop good self-management skills, get in the habit of not responding out of emotion, especially when you first start talking to someone before they get to know you. Just kind of take things like sentence by sentence, whatever, look at it more rationally and do not react. Just be calm and don't give people a reason not to like you. The next thing is to create an active listening style. So many people fail to pay attention to what's being stated. That's why people forget each other's names, because all they care about is remembering their name or whatever. They're thinking about what they're going to say in response to what the person's saying, and you don't even remember a thing they said. I think being an effective listener is probably one of the best social skills you could possibly have. And for EQ, it's up there. It is it's top one. And when individuals take a hostile position to something that someone said, they immediately tune out the rest of what that person might be saying because they're already trying to think about the rebuttal and what they're going to say back. Without effective listening abilities, your emotional intelligence will never grow and it can't be used because these problems will never be resolved. So instead of listening in order to pass the time or until it's your turn to talk, actually try to be engaged and listen to that conversation intently. Make sure you comprehend what's actually being said and not just wait for what you're going to say, because your EQ is never going to grow that way. It's just not, we don't want that. You're watching this video because we want it to grow. And active listeners are so great because they're actually able to help with resolutions of the conflict, and they're able to know what you're talking about and respond based on what they heard and not what they just have to say to you. Your emotional intelligence will help guide you to the best response possible because you'll be actively listening and you'll know exactly what they want to hear, and you can develop the best response because you actually listen to them intently. Whatever your intentions are for wanting to develop a higher EQ could only be obtained by the effort that you put in. In building this emotional intelligence, which is essentially the key to having the power of your own life, is really in part due to the routines and the habits that you build that allow you to gradually become more aware of your emotions and how to use them and how to take control of them. Everyone's got their own time frame and learning curve on developing their EQ. Mine was low for a very long time because I'm a little shit, but so I hope you wrote all this down and these tips help you. And if this video gave you any value, please hit that thumbs up and also subscribe. I do new videos like this every week. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It is tough growing a small channel organically, but I'm so confident that I'm able to spread good messages and help everyone out there that is going through a lot of the same stuff that I went through for a very long time. And I hope that we can continue to grow this channel and this community and make next year our year. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.